Hello. Welcome, friends. I hope you're ready to fight.
Nixie is, or she's,
Ooh,
ready to
I heard
snuggle.
that.
Nixie.
No.
She was like laying directly on me like minutes before I got on here.
Sweet angel.
Haven't you had enough?
Never.
No. It's never enough.
My stupid son. He is not visible on camera because he's not in this room. Okay.
That makes sense. That's how it works.
What's the vibe, bestie? How's it going?
Whew, man, first week of spring semester / I'm behind on my intercession stuff. So I am
kind of do hate to see it.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Actually.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, just chaotic. That's my vibe, is chaos.
Hey, this means we're back to class stories.
Yeah.
Potentially, at least.
Yeah. No, we sure are. I just have to remember the things that happen.
Yeah, that is a common pitfall I've noticed.
Yeah. I did one of my classes yesterday. Wow, that feels longer ago. Yesterday largely turned into us talking about how messed up it was that we couldn't access TikTok for a while there.
So valid.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if I've been up to anything interesting, and I really haven't. I will say work has been so mind-numbingly boring lately. It's just that season where there's just absolutely nothing going on, and man, oh, am I bored.
So you just sit around?
There's been a lot of sitting around, and I'm like, as much as I love to be lazy as much as the next girl, but sometimes it's a little too much.
There's none of that if you have time to lean, you have time to clean mentality.
See, here's the thing. There is, but like, whatever, man. That's the attitude of literally everyone that I work with. Or like, that's the attitude of one supervisor that does not have a lot of fans, shall we say.
Oh, I can imagine.
So.
It's funny how our jobs are the opposite in that way. Yours is, you're like, oh, I have all this time, I'm so bored. And I'm like, I haven't had free time because my job eats away at that.
I guess it technically evens out in the end.
That's a choice.
But, yeah, really not much to report currently. So I guess the vibe is just average.
Oh my god, she's back.
Or, you know what, above average, because this is mandatory fun time.
Yeah, that is true. I'm being stalked. Oh, there she is. I'm back. Oh, she laid down. Just behind my chair. Yes, mandatory fun day. Darther.
Like, I didn't realize the extent to which this is scheduled. Like, this truly is mandatory fun until I was having computer problems, and I was like, we haven't spoken in a week.
Well, so can't, like, random occasional texts or memes.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I haven't, like, had a real conversation with Brooksy in, like, several days now. This is why we do this, because you and I are both chronic overschedulers, and if left to our own devices, we would see each other twice a year.
Oh yeah, no, like I am over the moon when I realize I have a free day. Because even like Tuesday's the one like unscheduled weeknight that I have right now until I go back to running.
Those.
But then if every other Tuesday I'm oh my god, I really can't talk all of a sudden. I'm usually watching regrettable reviews. So I'm like, oh, I got
Yeah,
so it's like every other Tuesday. That's my free weeknight. Yeah, I gotta harass y'all. Except I just never remember what time it is, and so then I end up being late a lot of the time. I'm like, wait, what time is it? Oh yeah, whoops.
Oh, that, I accidentally missed the Congo stream. I was so mad at myself.
I noticed. I spoke on your behalf.
This time
at
tree
one
said
point.
fucking 9:30, and it was not 9:30.
Because
anyway.
yeah, they were talking about a thing. What were they talking about? The show or some sort of show? Yes, it was an animated series that was like 31 years old, and I was like, that's older than Bridget. And I believe it was Arthur who said that everything is older than Bridget.
There are a lot of things that get talked about on this network that are unfortunately older than me. I'm sorry that I'm a child.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? But she's not here, so I have to like say it on her behalf. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, would we like to dive right into the first question, which is, does fruit count as dessert?
just pure fruit.
I
say that like
know.
I didn't put this question.
Yeah, you're the one who sent this to me. So
what fruit? Yeah, because you were like, oh, we need to think of one more good question for last week. And I said, I was like, well, none of these are particularly good necessarily, but here's like 15 of them.
And hey, you know what?
I just kept adding them.
We're using them.
Yeah.
No, okay. Here's the thing, though.
Fruit.
Remember in Clue at the end, at one of the endings, when Wadsworth is like, now would anyone care for fruit or dessert? So like they're in the same category, apparently, if you're a butler who's serving a multi-course dinner.
But I feel like if you say both of them, that suggests that fruit is not dessert, because it's like one of these things or the other thing.
I don't know. Here's the thing. There are some fruits that I will treat like dessert. Like fucking raspberries. You give me a container, I will demolish those fuckers.
But would you consider that like you're eating dessert? You'd probably be like, fuck yeah, I'm eating something healthy.
Yes. Something healthy that's fucking delicious. But no, I guess I wouldn't mentally consider it dessert.
Yeah, and I wonder, does it have to do with like the sweetness of the dessert, right? Because like, yeah, like raspberries, those are sweet.
Yeah, I will say, Arthur makes an excellent point here. There are some things you can very easily do to make fruit into a dessert. For example, chocolate-covered strawberry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then we're putting in chocolate.
Yeah, if you add chocolate, it becomes dessert, or can very easily become dessert.
Yeah, or in Arthur's example, ice cream. That's dessert on its own. So of course you put it with fruit, it's going to be dessert.
Yeah, like I would say even like adding fruit to plain, like if you have vanilla and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna put some raspberries in there, like that immediately makes it like the fruit into dessert.
But I actually do sometimes sort of think of fruit as dessert, because sometimes I get that like after I eat dinner, I'm like, okay, now I want something that's like sweet, you know? And
raspberries.
And sometimes fruit does that. And it's not even necessarily sweet. I got myself a big ass bag of clementines in the fridge right now. And those are sour citrus fruits. And yet
and also here's the thing. I think if you're excited about it as a little treat, it also becomes dessert.
Oh, I gotta wear my new t-shirt. The one that says "Don't bother me" on my way to get a little treat for myself.
When did this happen? This is incredible.
I sent you a picture of it.
You probably did, and I just forgot.
Yes.
Apologies.
It says, "Don't bother me" on my way to get a little treat, and it has like a picture of like
10 out of 10
latte or something like that on it.
10 out of 10. I think fruit can be dessert. It can very easily become dessert, but I don't necessarily know if I would put it in the dessert category without any sort of caveat, is I guess how I would put it.
It's less about the fruit itself and about how you feel about the fruit.
Yeah.
Because
me thinking about my favorite characters. About how you feel about them. Oh, I'll see myself out.
how you feel about
Anyway.
the fruit. That's a good title.
There you go.
Yeah, but I feel like there are, I'm trying to think of an example. I feel like there are fruits that I am like not super jazzed about and I could never picture as a dessert.
I
But
could
then
never
ones that
picture
I
an
like
apple
love.
as a dessert.
Oh no. Apples are nice and tasty and sweet.
Here's the thing, I love it. I just don't get excited about it in the same way I do other fruits that I think I would consider closer to dessert. For example, strawberries.
See, you can't bringing up apples in this context doesn't work very well for me because don't you remember how excited I am to be able to eat apples?
Okay, Ryuk.
Like being able to bite into apples since I got, my permanent
Yes, I
retainers
know
out.
that
and
is
all
very
and
exciting for you.
I've only been able to bite into apples for like 2 months
That's fun.
since I was 16 years old. So 20 something years ago.
Okay, get out of here with your tomato. Technically, it's a fruit.
Nah.
We're not talking about that right now.
We're not talking about the like biological distinctions between fruits and vegetables.
We're talking about like what is culturally a fruit.
What feels like a fruit. What feels fruity.
Precisely.
If you will.
I was about to say, you better have that sticker handy.
My Ryuk feeling fruity sticker.
Love it.
I just don't know where to put it, and that's one I don't want to waste. Like I want it to go somewhere where it's going to be there forever.
Understandable. Yeah, I don't think fruit is necessarily dessert automatically. I think fruit can very, very easily become dessert. Either by adding something or frankly just by how you feel about it. If demolishing a carton of raspberries like I have done many a time is your sweet little treat after you eat dinner, that's dessert, baby.
I think it partially depends on your like mindset too, because I have bad habits of eating really terrible, like lots of ice cream and cookies and stuff like that. So when I'm trying to do better, I'll be like, all right,
you gotta live a little.
Well, yeah, but like if you're going a bit too far with it and you want to like try to reset, and I'm like, all right, I want to eat that stuff, but I still have the craving. It's like, oh, then I get excited about the fruit because that's like the closest to dessert I let myself have, when I'm trying to detox.
I would say so. It can very easily become dessert depending on how you feel about it and also what you possibly add.
Yes, because I think it's also complicated. Like, cranberry sauce is technically just cranberries, and yet that's a side dish for Thanksgiving.
This is very true. I don't know if I want to go down this road.
I was trying to think of anything that we do with fruit that like changes it that doesn't involve adding something to it. If that makes sense.
I think there's very little you do with fruit that doesn't involve changing it to change the category.
Well, but cranberry sauce. Well, my mom actually puts mandarins in her cranberry sauce because we've had this discussion on the pod before. My mom only does homemade.
Oh, the homemade versus canned cranberry sauce thing. I was like, we've talked about I didn't know about the oranges thing.
Yep. Nope, that's the thing that she does. Gives them a little tang, extra tang. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe it would feel like really more desserty if it were like a fancy fruit, like one you don't typically have.
Yeah.
I think
what? Now that you say it, I think I agree.
Like every once in a great while, I'll get myself some passion fruit. Oh, I freaking love passion fruit.
Oh, you know what I want to try?
It's an event.
This just seems like a really.
I was just saying, then it's an event, so it seems more,
I want to try a dragon fruit.
It's fine.
Okay, fair enough.
I will say it's not very flavorful. It's got a really interesting texture.
Interesting. No. Oh, you know what other fruit I will treat as dessert and fucking demolish a concerning amount of them in one sitting? Fucking kiwi, man.
Oh, freaking love kiwi.
I go fucking buck wild for those little bastards. Them shits are delicious.
Good. I have always been obsessed
Do
with
we need to
grape.
pull up a fruit tier list, by the way?
Oh my god. I almost
That's
feel like
honestly
we
probably
do. Just like
that's probably a whole episode. Can we make that the episode right now?
I have opinions about fruit.
Fruit
Let me
tier list maker.
I went through sort of a phase, I guess you might say, when I lived in Maine.
Okay.
Where when I would go to the grocery store, the Hannaford, which you actually have and I'm jealous of.
Come on.
I would go to the Hannaford and look at all of the like rarer fruits. And anytime that there was something there I had never tried, I decided to buy it and try it. So I've had a lot of random fruits.
Fruit tier list maker. Come on, please load.
Fruit tier list?
Yeah. Oh, let's rock. Hang on, let me see if I can share this.
Oh, we're doing it right now.
Why the fuck not? This could just be a fucking fruity ass episode.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have to use our questions today.
Don't again. Share screen. Select a tab to share. Window. Fruit. Share.
Fruit.
I think add to stage. Success.
So does it just like how is this produced?
What do you mean?
Like, do you just go to the site and you say I want to rank fruit and it just pulls it up for you?
Yeah, I just went to the tier list, the tier maker website.
I think a good way to start is to eliminate the fruits that neither of us have even had.
Yes. Okay. So I have not had a star fruit. Have you?
I have not. And we're specifically like, I'm talking about eating the fruit itself, not just something flavored like it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good ground rule.
Because I've definitely had star fruit flavored things, but not the actual, like, I've never bought the fruit and eaten it.
I have not had a guava.
Have I had a guava? I'm not sure if that might have been one of the fruits I got.
Fascinating. Do we want to just go in order, and then when we encounter something neither of us have had, I feel like that's a better.
That's fine.
Where would we put green apples?
I would go with a B.
That's solid. Because like sometimes I want something. Sometimes I want something sour, but it's not always what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah, I think green apples tend to work better for like maybe pies and desserts and things like that, but not on their own. They're fine.
I will say red apple, fucking Honey Crisp. That's A, baby.
I always get the Empire apples. Freaking love a red apple.
It's good shit. I have never had. Is it apricot or apricot, or is it both? That's one of those words I've only ever read.
Yeah, that's one of those words that people argue about a lot. They say it both ways, kind of like pecan and pecan.
Noted. Also, I'm just gonna preemptively put this in.
Yep. Nope.
Nope. I don't even know where the fuck you would find one of those around here. But I've never had an apricot.
I have.
Thoughts?
I like an apricot. I might.
How much?
I really like fruit a lot, so I'm gonna try to like think about it relative to the other fruits and not just like, I like an apricot, make it an A, but it's like compared to the other. Well, but it is better than a green apple.
So, I mean, there's going to be multiple of each.
Yeah, I might go A.
All right. I would immediately fuck it. Network fruit taste testing. Everyone find and bring a less common fruit. Oh my God.
Ooh.
That sounds like an incredible night, and I totally want to do that. Also,
Such a
we should
bummer, I live too
probably
far
all
away.
be on edibles. Because I think that, yeah, Brooks, what the hell? Just do what my one comm professor did and teach everything remote so you can fully integrate into the network.
That's not an option. They
Fair
don't let us
enough.
do that. Yeah.
What was I gonna do? I'm just
pull up
gonna
that Kiwi.
slap Kiwi
Yep.
up in the S tier because
God tier.
love her. God tier. God tier
Excellent.
indeed.
Yep, not even a question.
Not even a question
Kiwi.
at all.
Just getting so excited about a fruit.
You know what? If you get excited over simple things, that just means you have more things to get excited about in life.
No, it's true. I get excited very easily about things that I enjoy.
Okay, so avocado.
Avocados to me are immediate S tier.
Fascinating. I would probably
I will eat
them,
the shit out of an avocado.
I like them on things, but alone, do we want to split the difference and call it an A? Because they're a B for me, honestly.
That's okay. As long as we acknowledge that they are S tier in my heart.
Hey, that's fine.
I mean, I
what
don't
about
like
nanners.
Cut it.
I will eat straight avocado with a spoon. Brooks, this you?
I mean, I never have, but I probably would.
All right, noted. Yeah, bananas.
I mean, bananas are like, they're such a reliable fruit.
They're such a very reliable fruit.
They come with a wrapper.
They come with a wrapper. Here's the fucking thing about them, though, is they go bad so goddamn fast. Like, this isn't a complaint about the taste. This is just a, like, man, you gotta be so fucking careful when you buy bananas. And then you have to, like...
You have to
when you buy a bunch, you have to plan for the banana, is what I'm saying. And, like, that's kind of irritating. And also, like, sometimes I'll buy a bunch of bananas and be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna take a banana every day for lunch at work. Like, bring it in my lunch at work. And then by the end, and by, like, day 4, I'm like, man, why did I buy this large of a bunch of fucking bananas?
Yeah. Although I feel like in a lot of ways, the banana is like the unsung hero because, like, it is the basis for nearly every smoothie.
She's a great fucking smoothie base.
Yeah, like...
Where's Hey Boots? Tell him to clip that.
Yeah, so it's very it's just a very reliable fruit, you know. It's a go-to fruit. But at the same time, the flavor's good
because
it's just not exciting.
Flaws. It's really not particularly exciting. I would call it a B for that reason.
I'm okay with that.
She's reliable, but is she all that exciting? Not really.
Yeah.
What about blackberries?
Blackberries are S tier for me.
I don't know if I have ever actually sat down and had blackberries, so I'm just going to defer to you there.
Next time you're here, I like to...
You know what else is fucking S tier? Raspberries.
Might as well throw some of the other berries
up on the S tier. I feel that. Where are my strawberries at? I've never had a mulberry, I'll tell you that much.
I don't believe I have either.
I've also never had any of these currant berries.
I think I have, but I don't remember well enough, so yeah.
So we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
I haven't had blackcurrant. All right, I have some beef with blueberries because like a good one is S tier, but they are such an inconsistent fucking fruit.
I mean, they are,
I
but
never know what's going to happen when I bite into a blueberry, and it disappoints me greatly.
do we really want to judge blueberries by a few bad seeds?
I mean,
Judging the fruit on
yeah, a
its worst
little
day.
bit. We are making a tier list.
A.
I was going to call him a fucking C. I don't like the
Seriously?
I do not like the inconsistency whatsoever. I like that's one of the reasons why I like raspberries and strawberries as much as I do. Like there's so much less variation among the individual fruits.
I know, but like when a blueberry is good, it is good. And like
I
I just grab
will
a handful and just toss them in like some oatmeal or something.
I will call it an A.
One
But
thing
no, that the inconsistency pisses me off so much.
noted. So it's like me and the avocado. We just note our caveats. um, one thing I really miss about living in Maine is the Maine wild blueberries.
Hmm.
Oh, they're like extra tiny little guys. They're like tiny little pebbles. Oh man, I miss those little fuckers.
Interesting. Cantaloupe.
I am a
She's
big
bland.
fan.
Like I like her, but she's bland.
B.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Um, I personally don't fuck with coconut.
I, as I said, this is gonna be a problem. I love coconut. I love all the fruits.
This is coconut's like a fucking C for me.
But like if we're talking about like just raw coconut shavings, yeah, it's kind of texture's a little weird and it tastes fine. But some toasted coconut, oh, excellent.
Well, I mean, but if we're getting into that, like I like blueberry flavored things more than I enjoy the actual experience of like a handful of blueberries, if I'm being completely
Well,
honest with you.
but I'm not talking about in things. I'm talking about you spread the coconut out on a baking sheet and you put it in the oven and you get it toasted and crispy on the edges.
Mm.
That's what I'm talking about.
I really don't fuck with coconut. Where does
put it
that
as
leave her?
We could put it at a C if you want.
I mean, since we have nothing in the C tier, might as well.
Yeah.
Cherries. This is another thing. Like flavor, yes. Actual experience of eating, eh.
Oh man, I love a good sweet red cherry. Like when it hits cherry season, I start like doing a little dance in the grocery store when I see the nice cherries, and I go home and I get out my cherry pitter.
And you know what? Fruit. Maybe I just need a fucking cherry pitter because like that experience, like the experience of actually like biting into it and dealing with the pit. Ugh.
Yeah, no, you just get the little thing and it pops it right out.
So
you can
perhaps
even get ones
I need to do that.
The pit like you can buy ones that pit like 5 at a time or something.
Damn, what a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. I don't have one of those.
Where do you want her to go?
I always want to say S or A for anything. I mean, there are a few I won't say that for.
Okay. Do we want to put her there?
Yeah, since you're not as jazzed about it. Yeah. I mean, to me, they're one of my top fruits, but.
Okay, here's the thing. Cranberry flavored thing, like actual cranberries by themselves suck.
They're exactly what I was about to say was D. So
unpalatable.
Yeah, no, you have to add a significant amount of sugar, I think, to make them enjoyable.
Like there's something like some cranberry flavor. I don't mind cranberry juice. I like cranberry sauce. Like in things, I'm okay with it. But by themselves, bleh, disgusting.
Yeah, put some cranberry ginger ale. Yeah. but I'm not gonna.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I did just buy
Wait.
like cranberries one time, thinking I put them in oatmeal or something, and it was a terrible mistake.
Yeah, you'll have that. I don't think I've ever had. Haha, I don't think I've ever had a date. Make your jokes.
Nah. I have. They're fine.
Thoughts.
See?
Like, what kind of fine are we talking? Sea fine?
I mean, it's kind of like eating a prune. The flavor's just different.
Sure, I've never had those either.
Oh, I used to eat prunes every day,
Noted. Dragon fruit.
which isn't on the list.
Odd.
Dragon fruit is.
This is
a
also
D
just the
fruit.
first one I clicked. What was that?
It's a D fruit.
Okay, you know what? I will believe that because I haven't tried it.
I mean, again, they're okay. It's just they're just practically
Okay.
flavorless to me.
Here's the thing. Figs, I don't think I've ever like actually like bitten into a fig, but like
No.
fucking fig jam. Love
Yeah,
that shit.
I don't believe I've eaten an actual fig either.
Do we want to is it fair to rate it based off of our experience of fig products?
I don't know that it is, because the first thing I think of is Fig Newtons, and you can't really judge a fruit off of that.
You can't really judge a fruit off the cookie, but like I've had like fig jam that's fucking delicious.
Yeah, but they put so much sugar in that.
This is true. Do we want to put her in the never had it?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got to eat the actual fig.
Also, same for I didn't even know these were a thing outside of like cartoons.
Gooseberries.
Fun fact: figs require the dead body of a wasp to grow. Yes, they do. That's a fucking metal ass fruit.
Huh. It's a shame we can't really judge them. I have had gooseberries before. I just don't remember if I liked them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Citrus fruits for me are interesting because I love the flavor of pretty much every single citrus fruit, but the actual like pulpy kind of like stringy texture makes me want to claw my skin off.
I do not like grapefruit.
Okay. Do we want to put her in a C then?
It's not my
Because
favorite.
I really like the flavor, but I don't like the actual experience of eating the literal fruit.
I mean, we can. They're a D for me personally. My mom like
I'm gonna
loves
say the
them and
fact.
eats
I'm gonna
half
say the
grapefruit every
fact
day.
that I like the taste bumps it up a little bit,
Yeah.
since this is our joint tier list.
Yes.
What do we think about red grapes?
Red grapes are full S level because that's my favorite fruit.
They're more of an A for me, but I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, a good one-
love.
Aw.
I love some grapes, man. I pretty
What
much
about
always
white
have grapes
ones,
in my
though?
home. They're fine, not as good. Like a B, maybe.
B? Okay, I can live with that. Lemon and lime, like, they have their place in things, but it's very sour.
On
And,
their
like,
own.
I say this as a person who really likes sour stuff.
Yeah, if we're talking on their own, they're maybe like a C.
C. Yeah.
Like biting into an actual lemon. Like,
Yeah.
nope, don't know what that is.
Oh, I fucking love lychee flavored things, I'll tell you that much. Like the fucking lychee flavored ramune. Delicious.
That's a very different spelling than what I have normally seen.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but I also didn't make this tier list, and it's just the first one I clicked on. Mango.
Mango flavored things are like S tier, but the actual mango itself, I feel like is kind of. I don't like the texture of it that much.
I have never eaten a mango.
I'm torn between A and B for the mango. I might go B.
Okay.
It doesn't reach the level of like cherries to me.
I have never had a nectarine.
A nectarine is a peach without fuzz.
Noted.
Have you had peaches?
Where do we yeah, I have a texture issue with peaches as well with the fuzz.
Well, then you might like nectarines.
Perhaps I will. Where do we
because they
want
don't
to
have
put her?
fuzz and they taste pretty much the same. I want to say A.
Okay, that's fine. But so then where would you put a peach if it's approximately the same, just sans fuzz?
I'm gonna go down to B because of the fuzz.
Okay,
I find it
understandable.
annoying.
Orange. I fucking love orange flavored things. The actual
The
fruit.
texture though.
Blech.
I would call them a B, mostly because I don't like peeling them.
I can live with that. I don't think I've ever had a papaya.
Papaya. It's good. I might go like B on a papaya.
Okay. What about a passion fruit? Have either of us ever had that?
S tier.
Okay. I trust you.
Freaking love passion fruit, man. It's super weird and goopy, but fantastic.
Noted.
You probably wouldn't like the texture, actually, now that I think about it.
I really truly love the network fruit adventure night. Like, I'm not even kidding. The next time you're here, that has to be a thing that's on our calendar.
Yeah.
Anyway, pears. She's a little bland. Like, she's
I
good,
was thinking, yeah,
but she's
like C.
kind of average. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Persimmon. I have never had one.
I've had them, but I don't feel like I want to judge it based on what I've had. Because I feel like I don't know it well enough, if that makes sense.
I completely understand what you mean, so I'm just gonna do this. I kind of like pineapple.
I'm a fan, especially if you
A,
really
B.
good pineapple. A, I think.
Okay. I've never had a plum.
I freaking love plums, man. I told you I love pretty much all the fruit, so it's gonna. But
I mean, I like a lot of fruit too. I just have some strong opinions on certain fruit textures, and
I've also just had more types because of my weird, period of trying fruits all the time.
I love that fruit.
I enjoy plums. I get them periodically. Maybe like an A level.
All right.
A, I think.
Pomegranate. Love the flavor. Don't think I've ever actually gone to the effort of eating one because it seems like a pain in the ass.
I also think you would hate the texture. They are a pain in the ass. And they're so because you're eating the seeds essentially is what it is. And so you get all stuff in your teeth and whatnot. B.
Okay. I have never had a pomelo.
I don't believe I have either.
Tangerine.
Do love a
Tastes
tangerine.
Good. The fact that you bite into it and it sort of deflates and explodes in your mouth in a bad way. I'm not here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fucking watermelon. S tier, baby.
Do love watermelon.
I'll demolish some watermelon. Honeydew, on the other hand,
I know it's a controversial fruit. I like honeydew. I don't know why everyone always.
I'm not against it. I just think it's kind of bland. It's like
not if you get a good one.
I suppose.
Have you ever had an actual good honeydew? It's nice and sweet and so good.
So
you just gotta know how to pick the right honeydew. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I've never had an Asian pear.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had any of the things that are. I mean, I'm ambivalent on raisins.
I like raisins. I got a big container of them.
They're honestly like a B for me.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Guava. That's podcasting, baby.
Cherry. Kumquat. Jackfruit.
Yeah, I have never had any of these fruits.
I've technically had jackfruit and kumquats, but similar to the persimmon, I don't feel like I can judge them. I might have had guava. I'm not sure.
We're just gonna do this.
I've never
this is
even
the
heard
official-
of that one.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. But there you have it. This is the official Fighting with Friends fruit tier list that I did not plan to make,
Yeah.
and
Nope.
yet we still wound up here somehow.
Spontaneous. That's the whole point of the show.
That
I guess.
is podcasting.
Yep. Nobody asked for this
Alright.
fruit tier list, but that's what they got.
Nobody asked for this, but now you have it. Well, with that, I think
know
that's
you
going to
want
bring us to the weekly worsening, if you will allow me a moment to begin the
Oh my gosh.
meditation. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even realize
Yeah.
how late it was already.
we're doing great.
Too much fruit talk.
Much fruit talk.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, cue ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
And I even remembered to turn off the loop this time.
Yay.
So,
Such growth.
what do you got for me, Bestie? How are you worse this week?
Before I get into that, I want to say now I really want to go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of fruit. But I'm not going to do that.
We
'cause
gotta
I was-
save it. We gotta save it.
I was just there like 4 hours ago.
Oh,
wish I
yeah,
would've
also
thought
that.
about Yeah, so I would say this week my primary worsening, you know how you kind of move between crafts as like your main craft of focus. I've been doing a lot of sewing. And so
I
you
love
can
that
actually
for
see my
you.
sewing machine uncovered back there.
What have you been sewing?
I have made like pillow covers for some new couch pillows with like the invisible zippers.
I
Which is
dig.
super fun. I also got some stuff to make like a bag that I'm going to use for. I got this cool like collapsing stool thing, and so I'm going to make a bag to put that in to carry for when I'm on crutches if I need to sit down, and then I can be like, sit, you know.
Solid
So-
plan.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I've been getting into the sewing, and I've never worked with invisible zippers before, so I had to buy an invisible zipper foot and watch a bunch of videos, and it was a whole thing. And
Cute.
yeah. Also, the end is nigh.
Oh, JoJo?
I'm down to like the last like 13 episodes, something like that.
Shit. Dog.
Yeah, and I supposedly the next one is coming eventually, but it's been years since the last season, so you never know. So I started looking up the manga for the next part, and I seriously didn't even get through 2 pages, and I was like, somehow this is worse when I have to put in the work to like move through it.
Yeah,
At
understandable.
least when at least when it's animated, it's just coming at me, you know, and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Whereas with the manga, I have to like intentionally read it and absorb the information. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. So I read the first like 2 pages of Steel Ball Run before I just. But there are 2 JoJos who have not been adapted into the anime yet. So I bet 6 out of 8 JoJos.
All right. Not bad.
Yeah, so I'm close. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. It's become so integrated into my life lately.
You'll find a new anime. You always do.
Well, like I told you yesterday, I was like, I'm going to get a JoJo shirt because then if anybody brings it up because they've seen it,
You
I'll
have a
be like-
captive audience.
it's like, oh, so you've seen JoJo, and then just start like, yeah, launching in.
You know, honestly, as is your right.
I cannot express how much I want you to watch this show so we can talk about it.
Look, man. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I might take another shot at One Piece because I know that's so popular, and who knows, maybe I could eventually get into it if I keep making myself watch it.
Who knows?
I feel like anything now that I've made it through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure almost, I can watch anything.
There you go.
Really,
New superpower unlocked.
It doesn't matter how ridiculous the anime, I don't know that it's going to top JoJo, so
That's pretty good.
I've introduced myself. Yeah.
I am worse because I have a tattoo appointment coming up.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that, but did you say, is it for the Twin Peaks one?
No, it is not for the Twin Peaks one. It is for my sleep token tattoo,
Ah,
which
because I don't think you mentioned that last night.
which is going to be a sort of chest / under boob type deal.
Nice.
And I'm very excited about that. And also, speaking of sleep token, give me 1 second here.
Okay, I'll just sit here.
One of the other ways that I'm worse is that my sleep token graphic novel arrived, and I read
Nice.
it in one sitting. It is mostly art, so like it's not quite as ridiculous as it sounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did read the entire thing in one sitting today, and I had a wonderful time. So that was exciting for me.
I do love a graphic novel.
As do I, and I'm trying to think of other ways that I'm worse, because I know there's got to be more.
I had a boyfriend in college he's the one who got me into graphic novels. And he was saying once about how, you know, people always act like comic books and graphic novels and stuff like that are just for kids. And I'm like, well, no, I mean, it's art.
Watchmen.
And his response was, marry me. Because I called it art. So,
Well, there you go.
I do have Watchmen on my shelf right there. I have my graphic novel section.
Watchmen on my shelf as well.
Nice.
It's an excellent book. Obviously, I continue to play Skyrim. Fucking shocker. And been on my fanfiction bullshit, just in general.
Yeah, that tracks.
And I think that's kind of it. I think those are all the ways I'm worse that I can think of right off the top of my head for now. How about you? You got anything else?
So yesterday being the first day of class, you know, I do my first day of class introduction of myself.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I do the academic, here's where I went to school, here's what I studied, and all that kind of stuff. But then I usually do, I introduce my pets, of course. I always get...
As you should.
Well, I've always gotten such reactions to Harley, but now with Harley and Ripley. So most of the students that I have in my upper level classes this semester, I already know, like, all of them. And so they all know about Harley, and I was like, surprise, everybody. You don't know that I got another snake. And so they were like, yeah. But as part of my introducing of myself, I was like put up pictures of some of my knitting stuff, and I put up like running pictures, and then I just kind of list out some other hobbies, like 3D printing and anime and whatever. And so I mentioned video games. And I don't know why I started talking about Power Wash Simulator.
Incredible. 10 out of 10. I should have seen this coming.
It got a reaction, let me tell you. Because
I can imagine.
People, like, yeah, some of them were like laughing when I started talking about it. And I was like, no, you have to understand. When I first saw this game, I thought, how ridiculous. Like, it looks so silly. And then it went on sale. And I thought, for this price, might as well. It has great reviews. And there's something so soothing about the sound of the water and the, you know,
I love
the
it.
sort of
Absolutely fantastic.
the planning of the cleaning and the, here, how am I supposed to get at this angle? Let me try to figure that out, you know? And it's also just a very funny game. So I told them that I finished the game technically, and I've been working my way through all the TLC, and I'm almost out of that. But I'm currently cleaning things in the Shrek world.
I love it.
Yeah, so some of them thought that was funny, and then they, I always have them fill out note cards on the first day of class, and I encourage them to like tell me whatever information about themselves they want, like give me some facts about yourself, make me a drawing, whatever, which always turns out well. I sent you a picture of one such drawing yesterday
Yes, it was
of
delightful.
Terry the Smug Squid.
I was a big fan.
But somebody actually commented on the Power Wash Simulator. She was like, I watch people play this game on YouTube.
Hey, hell yeah.
I was like, I can't imagine watching like playing it yourself is one thing, but watching people do it, I don't know if I don't know. But another student was like, "Oh, you should play Disco Elysium. It's this game I just started." And I was like, "I already own it.
Oh,
I haven't played it yet."
Yeah, I've heard really great things about Disco Elysium. I also have yet to play that game myself.
I have it.
As
Yeah,
do
no.
I. Look at Nyx.
Oh. Get around to it. Yeah. Oh, did she fall over? She's very tired. It's a hard life being a void.
I'm sure it is.
Yes. Yes. She's
Anyway.
suffering because she hasn't snuggled in an hour. So they don't like that I had to go back to work to campus.
Poor kitties.
So
all
yeah,
right.
I still got to introduce myself in another class tomorrow that I only have once a week. So
I love that for you. Well, that'll be fun, and we'll hopefully maybe provide
Mhm.
more podcast fodder.
hopefully none of them ever find out that I have one.
No, you got to start advertising. God damn it! You got a whole audience.
Not to my students. No. Mm-mm.
You should pass out business cards when people graduate. Be like, now you can know.
just take a stack to commencement.
Yes, fuck it. Why not? Or just like oh no, because you don't hand back paper tests. I forgot about that. God damn it. I was about to say just
I
like
don't accept
staple it.
anything on paper.
But if you did, wouldn't that be great? You return their final with a business card.
Yeah. Like, what
That'd
is
be pretty
this?
fucking good. All right, what do we got coming up? We got Vinland Saga tomorrow, talking about episodes 10 through 12.
10 through 12.
So
Mhm.
tune in for that. Do we have Defend this week? I am not sure. So maybe Defenestration Hour on Friday, maybe not. And also, if it is Defend Friday, I don't know what movie they're doing. So Schrodinger. No, thank you,
No.
Arthur. So no Defenestration Hour this week. That'll be next week. It was last Friday. Gotcha. Monday, Big Dumb Monsters, obviously. No Regrettable Reviews. Just did that this past Tuesday. And regularly scheduled programming for us. I think that's really all we got going on for the moment.
Yeah.
No cons or any
Yeah.
events coming up.
It's the
Except for
off-season.
apparently fucking network fruit tasting night at some point. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have anything like planned. Like to
Not for a little while.
yeah, it's in the con
Coasting through to the
off-season,
next
like,
convention.
but that's like no, it's early May. So
Yeah.
Well,
So-
like,
but I'm
3.5
I'm
months away.
sure we'll wind up doing something before then. Let me put it that way. But right
Yeah.
now, that's currently the thing
It
we
just
have
feels
on
so
paper.
far. Yeah. I
Yeah.
hate winter.
Gets a little
That's
boring.
how I feel about the weather.
All right. As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week. Adios. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday, and for ad-free live broadcasts of the show, you can subscribe to our Twitch channels or consider donating to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Big Dumb Monsters podcast network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening!